Today we'll be looking at 5 questions to ask your partner before you say I do. It's getting ready for wedding season, and there are questions you need to ask and reflect on before you just say I do, because you're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. And throughout our conversation, if you have any questions or contributions, please use the hashtag BreakfastDaily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550-585-832. And I have the best counselor to help us do this, talking about Reverend Bernie Osei-Dua. Good morning.
Good morning, Jifa. How
are you?
I do well. How about you?
I'm okay.
Nice.
Now, I do. Why is it important for us to even have a conversation before we get to that point?
Well, thank you for having me, and a very great good morning to your cherished viewers. Unlike dating and courting, marriage is a very big step that involves a lot of commitment and love. And before you take that step, it's ideal to understand some things. Okay. You're committing your life to spend it with someone who you might know, in bits and pieces. The truth is, we as individuals don't even know ourselves very well. Yeah. So to commit yours to and with someone, it's ideal that at least some level of knowledge and understanding between or amongst you would exist. Okay. I always say that one of the things you will, realize about questioning is that questions reveals interest, it reveals direction and what people are passionate about. I keep saying to a lot of young people when we talk that when you meet a woman or when you meet a guy and you ask questions and they don't replicate or ask anything back, don't waste your time. They are not interested in you.
Okay.
Because question reveals interest. So for example, you sat in a taxi or a trotro or a trosky and you meet this beautiful lady. Hi, my name is Ben. What's your name? And then she shoots straight answers, short ones. Okay, I'm Jifa. All right, so what do you, well, I'm into this and that, what do you do? And then they tell you, and then you ask again, but they don't ask anything back. They are not interested. Because anything you are interested in, you want to query it, you want to ask about it. And that is why it's important to ask questions, because it will reveal and make the picture clearer to you. Okay. So it's ideal that you find these things out before you start the journey. Peradventure, you might discover things that will let you say, I don't. Instead of discovering it 10 years down the line, 2 years down the line, things pop up and it's too late to actually backtrack or reverse. So it's ideal to have these understandings before you take that step.
Wow. Okay. The first question.
Yes, there are so many things to find out. Many times when people date or court, they think about, your favorite food, your favorite color. Those are fringe stuff, They are very critical things. I mean, there's maybe over 100 questions you could ask. We could categorize these things into things pertaining to the understanding or their passion towards marriage, children, finances, how they handle finances. You can focus maybe a bit on medical issues. Okay. We're not getting into that, but it's ideal you understand these things. Quite recently, I heard a story of someone who, while they were courting to get married, the gentleman had always maintained that he wants them to only be intimate, after they got married, because he doesn't believe in sex before marriage, which is great. I mean, celibacy, and for myself as a pastor, I'll encourage that. But beyond that, not knowing, the gentleman has issues with his guns.
Wow.
So they only discovered that after they were married, the guy's gun was like, okay, all right, so.
It was not working. But how important is it for you to also not deceive your partner if you have a specific issue, to be honest enough? And if the person loves you, especially in this generation, there are ways to work around it.
That's correct. And this is why it's important. You don't dip your head in the soil because of love. Because love alone is not enough. Hey, no matter how much I love you, give it 12 months. When the nonsense sweep over, you come back to reality. And the reality check, it's ideal to have it done now than later, when it might be too late. And I'm saying might be too late because some people think it's easy just to walk away. Let's divorce it. Yes, you might walk away, but they are not truly thorough exes. There are aspects of you or the person that still stays with you.
Yeah.
So it's ideal that you have those connections and understandings done before you take those steps.
Okay.
First question: who are the partners in the past or the exes you have that I should know about?
Okay.
Don't joke with this.
Why?
Are they truly exes?
Yeah.
How?
There are people that you've been with and you're done with them. And
Have
that's
you
it.
reconnected, met them some way, somehow?
Is there anything wrong with reconnecting with your
No.
ex?
Okay. So here is it. The guys will say, "Lai momoe, echofilahi," because sometimes you see the reality is there are aspects of you some of these exes might have connected with that if you're not careful, the one you are presently with might not even have touched those nerves. Meeting these people again can bring a whole new ball game into your life. Understand, have a full disclosure. Who have you been with? What have been in the past relationships? Who are your exes? This will also help you to manage who comes around your man or your woman.
Okay.
So that you are not, oblivion of what is going on in the life of the person. You might think, oh, being goody-goody, chief, stop that joke. Wake up, smell the coffee, and be up, shine your eyes, like the Nigerian will say. So it's ideal to understand and have a full disclosure of who the person has been with before, what has been their story in the past, and understand, ensuring that nothing is left off that list. Come in a full disclosure to that.
So is it a red flag if your partner is still friends with their exes, especially if you know who the person is? Because someone like me, my exes are still my best friends.
Yes.
So if someone is dating me, they have to understand that they are a
Why
significant
did you
part
walk
of my
away
life.
if they can be
Just a
best
relationship
friends?
didn't work. It doesn't mean that you throw the friendship
So
away
this has nothing to do with cutting ties that
at
they
all.
are not
Just
known.
transitioning.
But it's also important to ensure that there are limits
Yes.
to what certain things can go. You could have relationships and exes where, you've had some great times. Sometimes bringing down some of these memories could go down certain memory lanes that you want to reconnect on. And before not, one thing leads to the other leads to the other. Before not, you're saying, stop what you are doing. And next, you're saying, do what you are stopping.
But if you know your partner well, would you be able to tell that, okay, I know Bernie?
Oh, come on,
When
you don't even know yourself well.
No, but
please.
Bernie, I'm saying that if the person understands that once Bernie says he's done with something, he's done. Should you trust
we
the
are not-
person?
we are human beings.
You don't think that there are people in
Listen.
this world who say, when I'm done,
It's true.
I'm done?
It's true. Conditions changes decisions. If you are put in a certain situation, hey, I might say how much I love you and this and that and that. When you're thrown a caveat in life and certain conditions become real, listen, you will reconsider your decisions.
Okay.
So it's ideal that, you see, these things are propagated, taught, and there are principles you walk by that helps you to be able to understand how to, if you like, manage your life and the precepts in which your life takes.
Okay, so that you don't get yourself into any
Exactly.
situations you can't handle.
Exactly. Number 2, what secrets do you have that I must know about? A lot of us keep secrets. There are things that people have, if you don't discover, 2 years down the line, you've committed, and you must understand, marriage is investment. You put a lot of you into the relationship. You put a lot, forget money. There's so much physically, emotionally. Psychologically that goes into a commitment. All right, so understand, if there are things that I must be guarded against or things that I must be working my heart and my mind towards, inform me, educate me about it. I don't want to discover later.
But how important is it for you to also not be judgmental?
No.
When the person opens up to you about these things?
So this is where you as the individual must be able to understand. You see, I'm trying to make a decision to commit. I'm not being judgmental if I want to ask. I actually want to know so that I don't get into a shock. I know someone who, not knowing the husband is actually married, has 4 kids. They met, they got married. We're all at the wedding, celebrated a very beautiful Saturday wedding. 2 years down the line, we discovered that actually this man has a family and 4 children. So every time he says, "Meko trek, meko yedma babe," not knowing,
Wow, he's going to his family.
he's going to And this broke the woman.
Yeah.
So it's ideal to be able to have some of these things. Ask, let him deny or let her deny. When you discover later, then you will have a base for you to make the appropriate decision.
Okay.
Number 3, who is or are the family or friends that you can run to in the day of trouble? It's ideal for you or your man or for the lady to understand that I'm not your whole life. You are not my whole life. There are other people in my life that forms my support structure and my base. It is very dangerous to marry someone who sees you as everything in their lives. They will depend on you. It means that you practically cannot be able to see anyone else.
And they will suffocate
And
you.
they will suffocate the life out of you. Woe unto you if you marry the breadwinner of a particular family.
Oh,
They will
Jehovah.
come after you. All right. So there are a lot of these things that we take for granted. Find them out. Understand the kind of family, structure this person is connected to, so that you will understand really what you are getting yourself into. If this guy or this lady is the breadwinner of the family, everyone will feel that you are stealing their bread away. Guess what? When people are hungry, their behavior is different. All right. And suddenly the things you used to do, the resources you used to provide, it's not coming again. They might think it's the fault of the one you got married to.
Especially when they see you and your life has been transformed.
Exactly. All right. So it's ideal to understand these things. Listen, don't be dating and courting and taking strolls, walking, having ice creams, and those things are practically nonsense. It has nothing to do with relationship. And if you're talking marriage, they are real things you need to get your head around. All right. Yes, those things are nice, but they are not the real things. Ask the tough questions. Get the answers you need. Because trust me, along the line, you will realize that if I had known this, I wouldn't have said I do. Number 4, where do you stay or intend to stay when we get married? Don't joke about this. By the time your partner is convincing you to stay in the family home, you know that he hasn't left and he will never clean.
And would you even recommend you stay in the family home for a young couple?
Find out. Don't only find out, but go a step further to ensure that even if currently he or she is staying in the family home, and you think of movement, even before the wedding. Because this is important. You see, the family would love you now, but by the time you stay in the same home or house together, they will discover things about you which they didn't know, which will change the taste of the relationship. Suddenly, people they love, they begin to hate you. And it's not because of anything. There are habits we all have. It doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong or illegal. It's practically the fact that they might not like it or it might not align to their taste and preferences. They will hate you for it. Find out, hey, listen, start small. Get a single room if you have to. Sleep on the floor if you have to. But start small together. The important thing is live and cleave. Don't think of the comfort in the family home and you want to stay there, because at the end of the day, trust me, you will come crying. And when the family is against you, you will never see peace. And when the peace does not exist, you can't be creative, you can't have joy, you can't have anything in your marriage. And maybe the final one is, what career path have you chosen? How do you intend to make money? Money is important. A lot of people will say that the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what the Bible says. But the Bible really didn't say having money. Listen, if you think money is bad, try poverty. You will discover
I think we've all tried poverty.
Yes.
With money that we need to try.
If money comes to your pocket, it changes your color.
Really?
It changes your walk. It changes. So you don't understand. Money is a boost. Forget energy drink. Money is a whole new level. Listen, don't dip your head in the soil by finding out how your partner makes money. Because it's important, you will have to know. When the person is bringing you gifts and you know these are expensive gifts. You don't know what kind of work he does, but because you are the receiving end, oh, it's okay. Very soon, you will be a partner in crime and you'll be walking yourself to jail.
Wow.
I'm not saying all of it, but I'm saying that find out. How do you make your money? What do you do? What brings you money? Don't just be at the receiving end, eating in posh restaurants, high-end luxurious eateries, and then, oh, that's fine, I met this nice guy. listen, very soon you will be sleeping together in a hotel you might not like, sponsored by the government. All right, so it's ideal for you to understand, find out. Not only that, there are people, I call them frauds. Any man or woman who intends not to work to make money will frustrate the very light out of you.
Yeah.
I said money will make your color change. Poverty will even make it worse. It's ideal to find these things out.
Yeah.
All right? Don't allow anyone into your home who thinks that it's okay just to linger at. No. Find out. Get yourself that understanding. How do you intend? You might be a student now. You might be in between places. It's okay. But how do you intend?
But when it comes to money, people are very, iffy about it. So
Iffy how?
this is a partner who's about to propose to you.
Yes.
And you are probing about money. One day
No, he's already proposed.
Yes.
And you are preparing to get married. You are
you're
about to
saying,
say, I do. But I need to find out.
So they won't feel some type of way?
No. Feel somewhat way. That you are taking me to all these posh places, eating, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong. Hey, sweetheart, you know what? I've been meaning to ask you. I mean, you're spending so much on me. I'm loving it. But hey, how do you make money?
Yeah.
Tell me about your job. Tell me about your work. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, Bernie, there's a message here from Paula. She says, Jifa, I really am enjoying this. I've been wanting to ask my fiance some of these questions, but I'll need more help. So can you please ask Bernie for his contact for me? So Paula, we're going to get the contact for you because she's preempting that her fiance will propose to her soon.
Oh, all right. Good luck in advance.
What's the contact that we follow you on?
Okay, so you can reach me on 0500 200 944 on call, text, or WhatsApp.
Okay.
0500 200 944. On my social media handles, I'm on Instagram and also on Facebook as Bernard Oseidia or Benny Oseidia. On LinkedIn as well, and Twitter. On LinkedIn, I'm also Bernard Oseidia.
Okay.
On Twitter, I'm at Benny Dia.
Thank
so
you
those
so
are
much,
my handles.
Bernie, for being with us.
Thank you for having
and to
me.
all the Paulas out there, we know that you have butterflies, you're excited, you want to get that proposal, and you've been proposed to, you're going to say, I do, but you have to tone the butterflies down and you have to ask these critical questions, because this is a man you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You need to know his finances, you need to know if he's the breadwinner, you need to know his dreams and aspirations for the future. It's really, really important. And of course, Bernie gave us his contact, so you can follow up with him if you need to learn how to handle this very sensitive but essential conversation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be